I'm about to share with you the unspoken rule that can make anyone like you in seconds. On top of that, I'm going to tell you the 3 steps it takes to nail the first 5 seconds of any conversation with potential friends, girls, coworkers, your boss, anyone. Bicep check. Oh, but you have to stop believing that you are stuck exactly where you are, because you're not. It's not that you're introverted. It's not that you could never create a charismatic lifestyle. It's not that the dating market is fucked, bro. It's simply that you haven't followed this unspoken rule yet. And when I say unspoken, I mean I literally have not seen anyone else on YouTube talk about this. It'll be a secret between you and me that you can use to get ahead of every other guy in the social game. In fact, when I was in university, before I had the social skills to create the charismatic lifestyle that I get to live now, I was 21 in my crusty student apartment, staring at another YouTube video, just holding back tears. Just trying to distract myself because I felt like every person around me was against me. I had broken things off with my long-term relationship, and even though I loved this girl, it hurt me so bad to do so. Because I had broken things off, people just assumed that I was a dick. There were rumors that I cheated on her, that I manipulated her, but I never lied. I never cheated. And to be honest, I know now that I could have handled that breakup a lot better. I'm not perfect. I'm so far from it. But more than anything, it was just the idea that everyone out there was just against me. That I couldn't make new friends or find people to care about me if I tried. That idea is what led me to sink into a hole that took me years to get out of. It seemed like no matter how many people I spoke to, no matter how many times I tried to set up a hangout with someone, it's like people just somehow disliked me. So I sat in my plastic chair, broken, just wishing that someone would care. And this wasn't just one night, bro. This was most nights in this period of my life. And as much of a hell as that was, I'm so glad that I went through it, because the lessons that I took from it are exactly what put me where I am now. There was actually a day in this time period where I was in my interpersonal communications class, and we talked about this theory called relational culture. And my professor was explaining this, and she's saying it's the fact that culture doesn't exist just in countries, right? Like you usually think of the culture of a country. It exists between any two people, any group of people. There is a culture that forms in every single relationship. This looks like secret handshakes in friendships, the unique brand of humor that you have with the girl of your dreams, the inside jokes that no one but you and your closest boys get. This is all because of interpersonal culture. And she's explaining this to the class, and she's saying that as time goes on, the culture gets deeper and more rich, of course, but at the very first moments when you meet someone, this is one of the most important times, because this is how you start the culture. The first impression carries a lot of weight. And when my professor said this to the class, I was like, holy shit, this makes so much sense. This is literally the key to fucking everything. To having incredible friendships, exciting conversations with girls, to gaining influence with the people around you at school, at work. And I'm getting so excited about this, and I look around me and blank expressions. None of my classmates get it. You and I are in this secret club now because we get it. I am going to show you the way to use the law of relational culture to create your dream social life, where the people around you are thinking, holy shit, is this the same guy? And they won't even know why. If you don't already know me, my name is Grenoble, and you found yourself among a gang of like-minded young men no longer settling for the monotony and depression of living a life with average social skills. If that sounds like something you want to be a part of, you can hit subscribe right now. Our goal is to develop 100,000 social celebrities by the end of 2025, and I hope that you'll be one of them. I will tell you the exact 3 steps to master the first 5 seconds of any conversation. But the reason that all of the tips and tricks that you've heard before have failed and not worked for you is because of something much deeper. And it's the simple fact that your frame is fucked, meaning the way that you see the world is wrong. And it's making sure that the first 5 seconds, the most impactful moments, the most important in starting relational culture, always go poorly. Meaning that you don't have the chance to develop these relationships any further. When I was at my worst, I thought that every single person around me had heard rumors about me and hated my guts. How do you think that I came across whenever every interaction that I had, this was in the back of my mind? I was afraid, timid, needy. I was desperate for people to like me. And it was the moment that I purposefully changed my frame that everything changed for me. Despite all of the negative thoughts that kept coming up in my head, I simply told myself that people wanted to meet me, until it became true. Girls want me to be the guy who confidently approaches them, sweeps them off their feet. There are guys out there who want to be best friends and have some deep, meaningful relationship. The people around me want to meet me as long as I first am that confident man who starts the conversation. Because this is the Grenoble certified hard truth for you, bro. If you don't have any really close friendships, if you don't have the girl that you actually want, if your social life isn't popping, it's because you've simply missed your people. The right people have come through your life, and you've probably had that feeling, right? Where this girl, this guy, this interaction, it's different somehow. But the thing is, you didn't act on it. The good news is there's always great people coming and going. But if you want to create the social life you dream of, you have to act on it now. Do this by consciously convincing the part of your brain that keeps holding you back every time you have these opportunities, that people truly want to meet you. Because that is the most true to reality belief that you can have. Think about it like this, bro. If there was a confident guy who had similar interests to you, who had his group of boys behind him, would it be a bother if he said hi to you? Would it be a bother if he invited you to his group to go hang out? No, be real, bro. That would be so sick. You would love that. Be that guy for other people. And of course, some people might be busy. Some people just might not be a vibe. But the reality is, most people are incredibly receptive to starting a conversation and talking to people. You only have to get them out of the brain-dead phone haze that they've been in. And this is the only way that you are going to find your people, to level up your romantic life, your friend groups, and gain incredible influence with the people around you. So your action step is to put a sticky note on your door that says, people want to meet me. And every day before you go out, read it in your mind, or better yet, out loud, and you're going to start to believe it. Now let's get into the 3 steps to absolutely master the first 5 seconds. Step 1 is tiger eyes, baby. When you're walking, have tiger eyes, meaning constantly be scanning for people to connect with. You're not looking at your phone or the ground, you're looking right in front of you. And it's not weird whenever you're looking around making eye contact with people, bro. You're checking out your environment. You're trying to see if you know people, because you're just a social guy now. What's actually weird is staring at your phone or right in front of you, pretending that the people who you're passing actually aren't there. That's weird, bro. So get over any eye contact fear that you might have. And if you have discomfort around eye contact, it's simply because you're not comfortable yet being seen. So do some real thinking around this. Why is it that you aren't comfortable being seen? What are you afraid of? I'll let you deep journal that one out yourself. For me, I realized this in college. I was like, damn, I do have a bit of a fear of eye contact. It does make me uncomfortable. So what I did is every day I'd have to walk to class, right? And when I did, I'd pass about 50, 60 people. Because classes were changing, there was a bunch of people around me. I just made it a point to look at every single person in the eyes. And if they looked at me back, I just wouldn't break eye contact. I get really comfortable making eye contact. And there's that little fear, that little cringe part of you that is going to come up whenever this happens. Breathe through it. And eventually, that cringe feeling goes away, and then you're just this confident guy who makes eye contact really easily. So your action step to get over this discomfort is to simply go on walks. Purposefully make eye contact with the people around you and hold it. Don't be the first one to break. Step 2 is the celebrity smile. Because they're not just gonna be looking at people and staring them down, right? You're gonna smile at them because you wanna show you're not only confident, but you are a friendly guy as well. And this isn't just any smile, bro. This is your celebrity smile, and every person has one. I don't care if you think your teeth are fucked up. I don't care if you think your smile is cheesy, because it's not about mouth shape. It's not about having perfect teeth. It's about confidence. What puts a celebrity smile apart is simply that it is contagious. What makes it so is simply being genuine, being actually happy to see the people around you. The best thing that you can do is convince your brain that you are happy to see the people around you. But if you're like me, I had to consciously tell myself that until it became true. Because I was nervous at first. I didn't want to meet the people around me. I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone. I was afraid of looking weird. But the more I practiced this, the more I just told myself that it really is fun to meet people around me, the more it became true. If you want a few pointers, you already know to smile with your eyes, right? But actually do this by not saying cheese, bro. Don't even think cheese, because whenever you say cheese, you look like a first grader who thinks that smiling is just showing as much teeth as possible. Instead of saying cheese, say money. Because when you say money, it shapes your mouth in the right way. On top of that, let a smile slowly spread across your face rather than coming all at once, because there's a difference between whenever you see someone and they go, and, right? The slow smile is a lot more authentic and genuine, because that's how your genuine smiles actually come to you. They're not all at once. They kind of slowly spread. Step 3 is bold words. Whenever you are grabbing your life by the balls, you're grabbing these opportunities. It means you have to say something to people. And when you do not be timid. The worst thing that you can do is plan out the entire conversation, right? Try and think of every possible way that it could go right or wrong. Only ever think of the first few words you're going to say. And it can be anything, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how you come across. Whatever it is that you say, whether it's, hey, what's up? You look cool. Make sure that you are speaking boldly and with your belly right? Don't speak from up here. Don't speak from up here in your chest. Speak from your belly. Because when you speak boldly and with confidence, people just assume that you're bold and confident. No matter what your past has been, no matter who you think you actually are, quote unquote, people are going to assume that you're a bold guy. And then that reality is going to be reflected to you, and then you're going to start to think, oh wait, maybe I am a bold guy. And then you basically just become one. This whole process isn't about playing the game to make friends. It's about becoming the guy who just naturally does it. Now, welcome boys to the gang members only section, where I tell you the things that might be a little bit controversial, but are actually going to help you in the long run. Your bonus step is to break the touch barrier and do it fast, because the amount of touch you have with the person is an aspect of your relational culture. If you don't do it fast, people are just going to assume it's not that kind of a relationship, not the kind of relationship where you're super comfortable around each other. Because it gets weird if you start the relationship off and you're like really rigid, and then you try and touch them later. They're like, okay, what changed? And you can always get over that weird phase, but best case, just do it right away. Because when you do it now, when you first meet people, people just assume that you are this confident person, comfortable with touch. You touch everyone. With guys, give a handshake, a firm handshake. With girls, give a hand hold, right? It's where you hold out your hand like this, and the girl is going to put her hand on top of yours. So your hands are going to look like this, right? You're gonna hold her hand like that, be light but firm for a few seconds, and then just let it go. And no one does this shit anymore, bro. Guys don't know how to touch girls, but when you do this, I swear you set yourself apart from every other guy. If you're not yet comfortable with the handshake or the hand hold, go for a casual fist bump at least, bro. Break the touch barrier somehow. But when you get comfortable with all of that, go further, go one more step, meaning touch their arm. When they make you laugh, or you guys are just having a great time, touch their arm, bro. Give them a, like right here, like, ooh, like right here. Whenever you break the touch barrier, it shows that you are comfortable in your body and you are comfortable around them. And touch is a natural human need that every single person has. And people immediately start to feel closer to you whenever you are comfortable with it. I've now fulfilled my promise. You now not only know the exact steps to master the 5-second rule, but you know the reasons why it works, and even better, you have the right mindset to finally make it happen. To finally find the fun, spontaneous relationships with the right girls, to create the deep brotherhoods that you've been looking for, and to become the social celebrity that you've always had the potential to be. Like this video if you want to see me in your feed some more, and act now and become unstoppable.